Hello guys, welcome to my channel The Less is More. So today we will discuss an editorial from The Hindu and it is about the new topic, that is urban health. Okay, so let's start the editorial. The topic of the editorial is climate events and an umbrella for urban health. There has been much media focus on the monsoon season in India this year, largely on account of the large-scale devastation in parts, beginning with the cyclonic storm Biparjoy that formed over the Arabian Sea in June and which made landfall in western India, to the floods in the northeastern state of Assam and the recent episodes of heavy rain and devastation in parts of North India. The subject has been a matter of concern, especially for policymakers. Even as the process of getting back to normal life is in various stages, we must not lose sight of another looming challenge. Common water and vector-borne diseases such as typhoid, cholera, dysentery, leptospirosis, malaria, and dengue are likely to impact people in rain-affected areas. Conditions in these areas are most likely to be conducive for the spread of water and vector-borne disease. While every section of the population is affected in different ways as a result of extreme climate events, there is no doubt that households in urban areas, particularly in less developed parts of cities such as slums and urban settlement colonies, are likely to be the most vulnerable groups. A large majority of people in these slums and resettlement colonies live in poverty, working in the informal sector of the urban economy with no social security benefits. A study on disease vulnerability. The findings on the vulnerability of households to climate change led events, such as those in recent months in India, finds a place in our recently published study in the Indian Journal of Public Health. The study highlights two important points. While households in general with poor socio-economic indicators are more vulnerable to malaria, it is urban households, when compared to their rural counterparts, that are significantly at a much greater odds of suffering from malaria. It is well known that dengue too affects the urban population more. Second, households from climatically high and moderately high vulnerable states are greater odds of suffering from malaria. Post the monsoon season, water and vector-borne disease management officials are on high alert to monitor and contain the spread of such disease. However, this time the pressure on them will be palpable. Controlling the spread of this disease requires a systematic and coordinated effort not only within but also between two or more states. One reason is because of the movement of people between states. Therefore, coordinating mitigation and adaptation efforts can be a challenge. Rebuild the health system. Given increasing exposure to unpredictable and extreme climate events, we need to rebuild the urban primary healthcare center system and ensure its resilience. Such a system should focus on the vulnerable urban population, especially those living in urban slums and peri-urban areas. A resilient health system is one which can respond to emergency situations, prepare well in advance against impending crises, and adapt to changing public health needs. A crucial prerequisite for this is a greater public investment with an immediate focus on urban areas that are more vulnerable to climatic shocks. We spend very little on primary health care and only a tiny fraction goes to urban local bodies. Even though the National Urban Health Mission has made modest beginnings in improving primary care systems in urban areas, the limited and varied ability of urban local bodies in generating revenues constraining progress. A large part of preventive and public health functions are the responsibilities of local bodies. What is essential is a special fund from statutory institutions such as the Finance Commission that is targeted towards building a resilient system for vulnerable urban areas. Such attention needs to go beyond cities to towns. The COVID-19 experience. It is important to recognize the complexities of the urban health governance with multiple agencies and fragmented care provisioning alongside the increasing presence and dominance of the private sector. The experience during the COVID-19 pandemic has shown that public health emergencies need greater coordination and cooperation across various sectors in terms of knowledge and data sharing, preventive and curative functions, treatment practices, and above all, the regulation of rates and standards. The realm of surveillance and information systems such as the Integrated Disease Surveillance Program needs to be universalized, made comprehensive and strengthened. With the complex nature of health and the climate crisis, the current system of vertical disease control programs needs to give way to a comprehensive health system programs. An immediate step in working towards this could be the integration of frontline workers across various disease management programs to create a cadre of multi-purpose frontline public health cadres in urban areas who would be accountable to communities as well as to the health system. Such integration will also help address one of the key challenges in the sphere of public health in the country, a shortage of an adequately trained workforce in health and allied areas. As a system, we most often work in a resource constrained environment. Therefore, such systems must integrate in their planning and management the idea that climate change led events are only going to be more frequent and intense. The world needs to be better prepared. So, in today's editorial, the author is trying to focus on the slums and peri-urban areas which are more vulnerable to vector-borne disease such as dengue, malaria, leptospirosis. Okay, and due to these extreme climatic events such as Biparjoy and the floods in the North India have increased the intensity and frequency of these vector-borne diseases. Okay, and that's why there is a need for rebuilding the health system, integrating them with a kind of cadre who made of the multi-purpose health worker, so that the urban health can be no longer an issue for the vulnerable communities. Okay, and it should decrease the out of pocket expenditure. Okay, so these words for today. Let's find out some 5 new words. The first is vector-borne disease. Multi-purpose health worker. Which are vector-borne disease? Typhoid, cholera, leptospirosis, malaria, dengue. This will impact in the people in rain affected areas. Okay, slums and urban settlement colonies. Okay, so this was for today. I hope you guys would be understanding, and please do comment in the comment section the 5 new words that you would like to use in your conversation as well as writings. Okay, so it will help you in longer time. Okay, so this was for today. I hope you would be understanding. Till then, bye bye, signing off for the day.